Hello, I'm Hannah Fairbairn, and this is a short video on how to talk about your vision loss. And I'm going to make 4 points here. The first is for people who feel very new to their vision loss, however long it's been, still a lot of pain and grief and struggle. And so for you during this festive season, whether you're talking on the phone to maybe a cousin you don't talk to so often, or maybe you're at a virtual gathering or an in-person gathering, you want to protect yourself very much. And so I would keep your vision loss to your very close circle. And when you're talking to other people, even extended family, I would say something very light, very throwaway, and make it clear that you don't want to talk about it. So, the doctors are working on it is a good phrase, or I'm having a few tests, or a bit of trouble recently, whatever you want to say, but keep it light and change the subject. And this absolutely particularly applies to anyone from your work, and anyone, I regret to say, also from your church or temple, or from your club or association. Word of this kind of thing gets around very fast, and you particularly do not want the word blind associated with you at this point, regardless of whatever's going to happen in the long run. Your nearest people at this work or club or voluntary work or whatever may be very thoughtful and kind, but somebody else, somebody you don't know, some higher up, is quite likely to have a very stereotyped idea of vision loss. And, you may end up in a situation you do not want to face before you're ready for it. And if this is about work, it might be a good idea to talk to a lawyer who works in disability employment before you talk about it at work. It has to be handled really carefully. So that's the first point. Just talk to your very close circle and make sure none of them send out emails that are, talk about anything you don't want talked about. So keep it tight. Now, point 2 is that, of course, you do need to talk about your vision loss like crazy for weeks and months and probably years. And so people who are good to talk about your vision loss to are people often who are far away, who are your family, your closest people that you care most about and who care most about you, but maybe aren't involved in the day by day. But you could have a weekly talk to someone, or maybe set up talking to your minister or a social worker or a vision a vision rehab specialist, or maybe even a therapist. Would be good for, a while. This is a big thing, and you need to go over it a lot to get to feel slightly more comfortable with it. I used to talk about it again and again, mostly to my long-suffering boyfriend, now my husband. I don't know how he put up with it. But you do need to talk about it. And perhaps even if you've got a lot of feelings of depression and sadness, you might want to have try an antidepressant for a while, just to get you through. So, and then the third thing is that when you are a bit more accustomed to this, you feel more like yourself again, you need to be the one talking to your extended family. You need to, as politicians say, you need to manage the message. So people will often say, and perhaps this is what you're thinking, but everybody already knows. Well, they may already know, but you need to manage the updates you need to talk about it yourself in the way that you have thought about and decided that you do want to talk about it, so that it's not sort of gossipy or guesswork about what you're going through, that you're telling it the way you want it told. And also because you need to stay right at the center of your own life. So you need to manage what's being said in the family and the extended family. And then when you're ready at church or even at work, if you continue at work, which some people do, and that would be great. Lastly, when you're ready to go back into, and when we're all ready to go back into social events, to gatherings, big family parties, that kind of thing, you need to work out what you are going to say and practice it to yourself in the shower and in your bedroom maybe, or to a friend on the phone. So you've got a good throwaway line. You do not want to get marked down as less competent than you were before. So you want to say, oh yes, having a bit of trouble with my eyes. Oh yeah, I'm having some training, or I'm getting some different kinds of technology, whatever, and then change the subject. This, of course, is not what you're going to do with your closest friends, where you're going to talk about it endlessly, and hopefully begin to have some friends who also live with vision loss, which when you're ready is a great thing. But just when you're at an event, a gathering, you're going to just have these throwaway lines. So that's it. That's this very short video about how to talk about your vision loss. And just to recap, when you're new to it, protect yourself. Hardly mention it at all to anyone outside your close circle, and certainly not at work. Get lots of advice before you speak about it at work, or even to other friends. Secondly, you do have to talk about it a great deal to people you're close to, or maybe get professional help with your sadness and depression and need to talk about it. Thirdly, when you're back ready to do it, you need to manage the message to your family. And fourthly, when you're going to an event, you want to have your lines ready about what you're going to say and how you're going to say it. So very good wishes for this festive season. I hope that you manage to have a happy time, at least some of the time, and much more if you can manage to be with family and friends.